Welcome, everyone. Today we have a tale about one of the most clever characters in African folklore, Anansi the spider. Known for his wit and cunning, Anansi often finds himself in tricky situations. But today, he has a very important challenge to face. He wants to earn the wisdom of the world, and he's willing to do anything to get it. Let's see how Anansi manages to outsmart some of the most powerful creatures around.
Once upon a time, in a small village in West Africa, the world was full of wisdom. It was spread out everywhere, hidden in the forests, the rivers, the skies, and the earth. But no one could find all of it. The sky god, Nyame, was the keeper of all the wisdom in the world. He had kept it locked away, but he was willing to share it with anyone who could prove themselves worthy. Anansi, the clever spider, was always curious and eager to learn more. He had heard of the great treasure of wisdom and decided that he wanted it for himself. But Nyame, the sky god, was not an easy one to fool. Anansi knew that he would need a plan to get the wisdom. Anansi went to Nyame and said, "O mighty Nyame, I am the cleverest creature in the world. I am worthy of receiving the wisdom you guard. Please give it to me." Nyame looked at him with a wise and knowing gaze. "Anansi," he said, "if you want the wisdom of the world, you must first prove that you are truly worthy. I will give you a challenge. You must bring me the four most difficult things to catch: the python, the leopard, the hornet, and the shark. If you succeed, I will grant you the wisdom of the world." Anansi, ever clever and quick-witted, accepted the challenge. He set off immediately, knowing that he had a plan for each task. Anansi traveled into the forest where the great python lived. He knew that the python was strong and dangerous, but Anansi was not afraid. He used his webs to spin a large trap in a tree and called out to the python, "Oh, mighty python, come and see what I have for you." The python, curious and eager, slithered into the trap. Anansi quickly tied the snake up with his webs, trapping it in place. He smiled to himself and said, "That's one down." Next, Anansi went to the savannah where the mighty leopard roamed. The leopard was known for its speed and strength, but Anansi had a clever plan. He found the biggest tree he could and used his webs to create a net at the top. As the leopard approached, Anansi called out, "Oh, leopard, I have a prize for you." The leopard, hungry and eager, tried to climb the tree, but Anansi's webs caught him. The more the leopard struggled, the tighter the net became, until the leopard was trapped. Anansi then made his way to a tree where the hornets lived. They were known for their sharp stings, and Anansi knew he had to be careful. He called out to the hornets, "Oh, wise hornets, I have a gift for you." The hornets buzzed angrily around him, but Anansi spun a web so fine and delicate that it blended with the tree's branches. He tricked the hornets into flying into the web, where they got stuck. With their wings entangled, they were unable to escape. Finally, Anansi made his way to the ocean, where the great shark lived. The shark was the most powerful creature in the sea, and Anansi knew this would be the most difficult challenge of all. But Anansi was not afraid. He used his webs to create a raft and sailed out into the deep waters. When the shark appeared, Anansi called out, "Oh, mighty shark, I have a treasure for you." The shark, intrigued, came close to Anansi's raft. With quick thinking, Anansi tricked the shark into swimming into a large net that he had secretly prepared. The shark struggled and pulled, but the net held tight. Having captured all four of the creatures, Anansi returned to Nyame, who was impressed by the spider's cleverness and resourcefulness. Nyame handed over the wisdom of the world, which Anansi placed in a small calabash, a type of gourd. However, Anansi's greed began to grow. He didn't want to share the wisdom with anyone, so he climbed to the top of a tall tree, planning to hide the wisdom for himself. But as he climbed, the calabash tipped over, and all of the wisdom spilled out into the world. From that moment on, wisdom was available to everyone. It was no longer hidden away. Anansi may have been the one to receive the wisdom, but in the end, it was shared with all the people of the world. And so Anansi learned a valuable lesson. True wisdom is not something to be hoarded or kept to oneself. It is meant to be shared with everyone. The story of Anansi teaches that while cleverness can win battles and solve problems, true wisdom lies in sharing knowledge and being generous with what you know. It's also a reminder that greed can lead to unintended consequences. If you enjoyed Anansi's adventure, don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. What lessons have you learned from this story? And if you'd like to hear more African folktales, be sure to subscribe to the channel.